Hey everyone, welcome to the Daily. My goodness, it's Friday. Simon Borg, Greg Lalas here from MLSsoccer.com, and a huge weekend ahead for MLS. A record weekend, really, Simon. 8 games, all 16 teams in action on Saturday.
And I'm looking forward to the latest addition to MLS, Philadelphia. It's been years we've been hearing about how fans in Philadelphia have been wanting this team. I'm curious, as many are, to see how Philadelphia receives their team in their first home game against DC.
Well, in their first game, we went out to Seattle and they lost 2-0. However, the guys at the Union have told us that they felt they actually did okay until the red card came. They felt like they actually controlled the flow of the game. One of their staffers down there told me. I'm not sure that I agree with that. But, you know, they came out, they did okay. Now they're at home, they're playing at the Link. DC comes up. DC is struggling right now, and some real questions there.
There's a chance. I mean, two teams that are right now don't have a win and haven't shown much. There's a chance one of these teams are going to come out of this game, having real serious doubts about what they've done so far in the season. So to me, it's fascinating.
Do you really think that you can have doubts about Philadelphia in just their second game in existence? Really? I mean, if they lose this game, do you really say, they've done everything wrong?
I wouldn't say they've done anything wrong, but they're making major changes. I mean, they're bringing in a new right back. They're still tinkering with the forward position. I mean, they're changing. They're in flux. So, I mean, I think a negative result for them means they still have a lot more work to do.
Well, let's discuss that forward situation really quickly. Carlos Ruiz now in the picture, Luciano Emilio, the former DC United striker. Which one do you think is a better fit here?
Well, I mean, my gut tells me that DC didn't want to trade Emilio to Philadelphia in time for this game. Right. So I think maybe something takes place next week. Carlos Ruiz, I don't know, I can't see logistically how it happens that they get him. The Mexican season ends April 25th. The window closes April 15th. I can't see it. I know they put a discovery request for him, but I just can't see it.
Well, the two guys have scored lots of goals over the years in MLS, but we'll see if they can actually bring it out again. One of the things I'm looking forward to on Saturday is seeing what's going to happen with the Preki Revolution in Toronto. TFC going down to Foxborough to take on the New England Revolution. The Revolution pretty beat up right now. Questions about whether Shauri Joseph is really going to be ready. Is he going to be able to go 90 minutes? I kind of hope he does, just to see the big man back out there in the middle. But the questions around Toronto, Jim Brennan retiring this week, losing, captaincy moves over to Dwayne De Rosario. Can Toronto really bring it together? Is there cohesion there at all? I mean, Preki's decimated that team, really.
With Brennan leaving the midfield, I mean, there's a little bit of an adjustment that's going to have to happen in this game. And I think that Toronto will dread having to go home in front of their home crowd. And
especially if they lose this game against New England.
It would be, I think they're under pressure in this game to get something out of it and show signs.
Well, there's a big game out on the West Coast as well. Chivas USA hosting New York. I know you're excited about that one.
Yeah, Chivas USA, they've not shown us much in attack. It's been difficult for them to create chances. I don't see how the Red Bulls will make it any easier for them. The Red Bulls, stingy defense, no goals given up. Buna Kondu is on form, great back line. I think Chivas USA could be really in crisis mode after this game if they can't make their third straight game at the Home Depot Center count for a point.
Chivas need to score goals somehow. Also in the West, there's some big matchups. Salt Lake is hosting the Seattle Sounders, champions, against one of those up-and-coming contenders. And Houston and Los Angeles will renew their longtime West Coast rivalry. Well, you were talking about Chivas not being able to score. Well, if you go below the border, go down to Mexico, they have a striker down there at Chivas who's scoring like crazy, but he's about to leave.
Yeah, he was signed yesterday by Manchester United. They made it official. Javier Chicharito Hernandez has had a tremendous year in the Mexican League season. He's taken that to national team. Now he's at Manchester United. It's gotten us thinking a little bit about, me thinking about how, comparing that to MLS. Is there an MLS forward right now, a young American, let's say, who's ready to make that kind of jump?
I'm not sure there's a young American. I do think, though, that a guy like Omar Cummings is ready to make a leap to Europe. Whether it's to a place like Manchester United, I don't know. But is he ready to go to a big club in Europe and actually succeed? I think sometime this year, give him another year maybe, and I think he would certainly be ready for that.
One of the things that came out of yesterday's announcement about Hernandez going to Manchester United was the fact that he was thankful that Chivas takes chances on young Mexicans, gives them chances. And he's 21 and he's off to Manchester United. They have Omar Bravo recently. They have another young kid, Omar Arellano. And, we just hope that Major League Soccer maybe takes a cue out of that and also continues to grow.
MLS did make an announcement yesterday of expanding the rosters by 2 players. Those 2 slots are now supposed to be filled with homegrown players, which is kind of taking the chances on those young players. So we'll see how that pans out. Huge weekend in MLS, so be sure to catch all of the action. Greg Lalas and Simon Borg from MLSsoccer.com.